So I think another reason it came up, especially in the front, and probably why I remembered it, is because the webbing is here. So the webbing is in the middle. So basically, if I start here, the webbing can move. So if I start in the middle or on the webbing, I have it from the beginning and it'll stay in place. I think that actually is the reason why I initially did it like that. Actually, let's see, how do I want to do? And then when you start, I know there's no one that can see this, but when you start a new seam stitch, you want to start one stitch backwards from the direction that you're going. So you do one, it is a lock stitch, and then you go over it again. So it just makes sure that the end of the stitch doesn't come loose for whatever reason. It's spoiler, it's not going to. But so I did one here, you saw that, and then so the second one will go away from the direction that I'm gonna go, which is this way, and then I'll come back and start doing the zigzag. Figured I was gonna do it this view. I don't think I've really done this view exactly while sewing. Guess I could scoot up a little bit, at least to here. I'm doing it because I don't think we've seen a lot of the stitches already, like close up, and now I'm kind of wanting to get more of the scene and the whole look. Kind of see what it looks like from a little bit of a distance. And this black on black can be very difficult to see, obviously. I think what else is gonna do, because she already had her main bag that she's been using for, I guess, more than a year now, is black on black, and it is very difficult to see anything inside. But she loves it, you know, and it is so open, like the bag opens so wide that it works because you can open it enough to see. But we have learned that with the white bag, it's very easy to see. In fact, if you have any light at all, it sort of lights it up, which is, you know, pretty helpful. I mean, it's virtually translucent. It's opaque. It's really opaque. The light does come through, where on this fabric, there's no light that comes through. On her other bag, no light. 1680D ballistic nylon with 1000D Cordura, 500D ripstop in black on the inside for the lining. It's just pure darkness. Yeah, luckily the fabric, this X50, doesn't have any reflection, and the thread does, so that's good. So that allows me to see it a little bit better. do prefer to go forward, because as you can see, these are sort of in my way a little bit going backwards. It's not a big deal, but I do prefer different directions at different times. It's not always the same, but yeah. I think for most of these I've started on the left and going right though, for pretty much all of these. I think this is the first one I'm going backwards. And I'm doing that because I wanted to start in the middle. So that is the reason. My finger was getting a little sore earlier. I did put this on. Probably put that back. It does cut my feeling down on that sort of my dexterity a little bit. But I've gotten pretty used to it. You know, like getting the end of the thread. I usually sort of pull it out and feel it rolling through my fingers, and then flip it over with my other finger to get into my two fingers. And with this, it's, you know, that flip is, I can do it if I don't think about it, funnily enough. But if I think about it, it's difficult. I'll try to show which part. So you put it in, okay. Now I want to take this thread to create tension, and this is why this is here, is I want to flip it, put it on top of the little cushion right there. I can't even do it in slow motion actually. Yeah, right there. So it's, yeah, wrapped around that finger once, this finger twice, and let's see. And then I, right at the edge, right there, it's positioned in a way where not a lot of tension is on my finger here. Most of the tension is right here on this pad. But I need to get this finger up against the fabric. And if I don't do it right, it sort of, it slides out. You really got to be fluid with it and get it really nice and tight to where it's right there. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's pretty funny how you know, this is not something I would not thought about so much, you know. I'm not explaining it anyway, even pulling the thread out like that. And of course there's always, I'm not going to get it perfect every time anyways. When I'm in the zone, I do get it more and more. I get it more often, you know, and I get it mostly. But there's little tricks you can do when you don't get it exactly perfect, for the tension that you can, yeah, you know, you can get the tension. I mean, you might even have to just redo it, like reposition your fingers to get a better grip. And when you have less thread, it's also more difficult because you can't wrap it around. So the tension is a tension, isn't it? Definitely. I mean, it creates calluses on my fingers. When I was doing this without the awl, my hands, it wasn't even about the tension actually. That was about pushing the needle through and trying to hold the fabric to where I could push the needle through. It was insane. This all fits in your palm, so I don't really have to hold the fabric as much because the needle goes through easier. If that even makes sense. But yeah, the things I used to do to get the needle through. I was also dealing with not as good needles and way more difficult and dense fabrics, and a lot of layers. I wasn't at that time. I did not understand layers at all. So some of the corners I was dealing with were just insane, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna sew this. I broke so many needles, hurt my hand so many times. Whew. Man, it was brutal. Like my fingers would be so broken up. They would be just worn out. For what? Oh man, I guess it's all in the name of trying and learning, trying, failing, trying. For me, I think there's a lot of, it's a lot of curiosity as well. Like, can I do it? This whole video and trying to put this out to the world, this feels less natural for me. I've never liked selling. Let's put it that way. I've never enjoyed it. I'm not good at it. I can't sell something if I don't actually, like it and use it. I don't know, man. And with this, it's like, this isn't supposed to be for anybody else. It's supposed to be for me. So if I do put it out there, it literally feels like that's why I'm doing it. Is to, sell that it's good enough, like sell the idea that, yeah, I'm not crazy or whatever, or yeah, maybe it could be good for you too, or you might like one, or my opinion even matters at all. And it's like even that basic thing, that's why we got these made, these stickers. I'm not gonna really see it. You're not as important as you think. You're not. And for me, my natural reaction to doing this and is, it's like, it's really, that's the reaction I feel. Does that make what I'm doing right now inauthentic? I don't think so. I kind of equate it now. I'm getting the hang of it in a way, to where you sort of get a hang of it, a hang on it. You get in a groove with it. You sort of, okay, if you can't beat them, you gotta join them, kind of thing. That's hilarious. I'm not really I don't ever hang out like group scenarios and groups and, oh, let's go all have dinner, these kind of things. I don't ever do that kind of stuff. But managing this yoga retreat center in India, we get people that, people are coming there, and I'm kind of, it turns out I am good, and I do like sort of hosting people, taking care of them. Maybe not. Yes, taking care of them, making them feel welcome. It almost feels more on the selfish line, which is, I love this lifestyle and this is what I'm doing, and I'm happy, and you're here, and you're a nice person that's living their lives, and we're both, there, and I'm there. That's where I am, spending my days, and I do have some responsibilities, and I'm getting paid. But at the same time, I'm living my life. And I do like sort of contemplation and philosophical inquiry and conversation and debate. I do like all these things, and I like having random conversations with people, and seeing people be happy, like seeing people come in tired, work and whatever is, they need to recover. Funnily enough, I was on that earlier talking about it, but they're looking for some recovery. I guess I say that about the other guy, kind of questioning it is supposedly we're, he and we, and his scenario, supposedly we are living a lifestyle that is sort of practicing what you preach and being in it sort of thing, where there's no separation between you and your yoga practice. It is your being, it is your existence, it is what is happening, it is what exists, there's no separation between it. I guess that's sort of ideally. Now you think of the yogi on a mountaintop, but that yogi doesn't have two kids and debt and problems and not problems but challenges. How about that? I mean, yes, they had to get to the top of the mountain, so maybe that's it. I don't know. For me, I think the top of the mountain philosophically is, man, what is it? You can't say, being happy exactly, because the experiences of not being happy, are those not just as important? But in the same way, again, if you're unhappy all the time, you're not thinking, oh, let's just remain here, right? But if you're sort of happy all the time, then maybe yes. And that happiness doesn't mean like on vacation being, sort of, not doing anything. This is doing something. Yeah. I guess it's a challenge. I don't know. It's look. If you want to really get my honest opinion about what it is and how it happens, is the hell if I know. I really don't know. I feel like it's just so sort of random. I don't like using the word luck because it almost sounds like a little like blessed, and I don't think that's true. Blessed? I'm blessed? What is it? What is that supposed to mean? Somebody blessed me? I'm blessed? I'm special? I'm blessed? And then when you need to recover, you're thinking, I'm not blessed. This is not good. Somebody's making me in pain. I need this to change, and I need to be blessed. And then you're recovering. You're like, oh, I'm so blessed. What the fuck? So I would say even when you're contributing this so-called free will, it's still so complex, the amount of variables, that I really the percentage of what's actually in control, I think definitely tips on the side of things that you're not aware of. And so, yeah, if you're not aware of them, how much are you in control of them? And so if you're not in control of them, and they're a big part of how your life is, then, You know, are your decisions the decision making factors, because you're actually making a choice, whereas these are determined? Woo! Now we're getting into it. This is hilarious. I'm making a bag. This is what this is supposed to be about. I kind of had a feeling that I was going to just start talking. Oh, if you want to hear something funny, this is actually what I do when I go running. I about, I don't know, 3 years ago now, I learned that it kind of started in a funny way. I was like, I guess wanting to pass more time. If that makes sense. This was during COVID. And I was doing shorter runs, and I was like, wait a minute, why don't I see how slow I can go and see how long I can go? And basically that over these years has turned into, I've gotten incredibly fast at going long and slow, if that makes any sense. To the point where I'm like, man, I need to really focus on going slower. But what happens is where I was going with that is, I've but this thing, could sort of name this experience, the running shavasana. And it's basically, when I go out there, I am in this breathing movement, sort of traversing the land through these forests and trails, and I let my mind just wander, and just, there's no rules of how deep I can just let it wander, and it's fantastic. I love it. I really, really enjoy it. It's so enjoyable. It's crazy. It is if I had to give up one, sewing or running, I would give up sewing. It's not even a question about it. Not to say it's like way worse or whatever. I mean, it's not really a scale like that. It's really, it just can't. I don't get the breathing like I do when I'm running, and the sweating and the heat and the ever-changing environment that's coming quickly. And man, it's just your heart rate. I mean, that alone, here my heart rate is very calm. It's almost a resting heart rate. Yeah. Whew. I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, running shavasana, passing time. Yeah. Anyway, where am I at? Okay, man, see? Look, I'm done with a double. No. Am I crazy? Excuse me. I'm not done. I did one zigzag. That's crazy. So I did one zigzag. I'll do this zigzag, and then I'll do the reverse zigzag. So that'll be how it goes. All right, it is all coming together. So I'll finish this. I need to go eat. I'll finish this probably after I eat. And yeah, let's see, 30, 90, 45, 3 hours. Yeah, maybe another 3 hours today. I can probably do it. I'm not in a rush to get to flipping it out, but I also don't really have anything else I want to be doing right now. It's rainy, and I was out camping for 9 nights, and during that time I ended up going running bare feet through, doing these crazy runs bare feet through these villages and boardwalks, and I'd never really done anything like that before. So it kind of worked out perfectly. I had 3 runs doing that, and I feel great, but it is like a nice timing to get a little what is it, recovery for my body. It's like it is true, like especially the body and physically, mentally, there's all these different layers. The body, yeah, I mean, if you're really pushing it hard, you need a little rest, isn't it? I mean, for me, almost always sleeping on it is enough, you know, for almost everything. But when you do an intensity such as hardcore running, yeah, I mean, a day in between is probably a good idea. You can train to get fine with every day. I was doing that in college. I mean, we were doing, what were we doing? 120 miles a week. 120 miles, like 200 kilometers a week. So that's crazy, you know. That's just crazy. I couldn't imagine doing that now. Now I'm doing probably like, let's see, probably around like 60 kilometers a week. So 1/3, less than 1/3 of what I was doing in college. Funnily enough, I feel like actually, I don't know about, yeah, stronger, but not as fast. I was definitely way faster. Yeah, but now I can go longer, and just, man, the tank just doesn't wear out. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna start on this one. Should I keep going with the video? Probably not. Oh man, 30 minutes, that's crazy. Okay.